Everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Trapti Parekh, legal intern at Lexis & Company from JNR and Vyas University. In this video, I will talk about a very important principle of natural justice. Principle of natural justice is derived from the word jus natural of Roman law, and it is closely related to common law and moral principle, but it is not codified. It is a law of nature which is not derived from any statute or constitution. Natural justice is simply means to make a sense and reasonable decision making procedure on a particular issue. Sometimes it doesn't matter what is reasonable decision, but in the end, what matters is the procedure and who all are engaged in taking the reasonable decision. It is not restricted within the concept of fairness, but it has different colors and shades which vary from the context. Now, the principle of natural justice has consist of three basic rules. The first rule is the rule of hearing. Hearing rule. Hearing rules states that the person or party who is affected by the decision made by the panel of expert members should be given fair opportunity to express his view to defend himself. The second rule is bias rule or rule of bias. Rule of bias generally express that panel of experts should be biased free while taking the decision. The decision should be given in a free and fair manner which can fulfill the rule of natural justice. And the third and the last rule is reasoned decision. The reasoned decision states that the order, decision or judgment of the court given by the presiding authorities with a valid and reasonable ground. Now, what are the purpose of principle of natural justice? The first objective is to provide equal opportunity of being heard. The second is the concept of fairness. The third objective is to fulfill the gaps and loopholes of the law. The fourth object is to protect the fundamental rights of the people. The fifth is the basic structure of the constitution. And the last is no miscarriage of justice. So, the principle of natural justice should be free from bias and parties should be fair. Parties should provide a fair opportunity to be heard, and all the reasons and decisions taken by the court should be informed by the court to the respective parties. Supreme Court said that arriving at the reasonable and justificable judgment is the purpose of judicial and administrative bodies. The main purpose of natural justice is to prevent the act of miscarriage of justice. A committee that is minister's power gives three essential procedures related to the principle of natural justice. The first is no one should be judged in his own matter. The second is no one can be condemned unheard. And the third is the party is entitled to know each and every reason and the decision taken by the authority. Now, where the natural justice can be claimed? Natural justice can be claimed when acting judicially or quasi-judicial like panchayat and tribunals etc. as well. It includes the concept of fairness, basic moral principles and various different kinds of biasness, and why the natural justice is required and what all the special cases or situation it includes where the principle of natural justice will not be applicable. In the case of Province of Bombay versus Kushal Das Advani, The court was held that the natural justice will be applicable on statutory as it is a basic principle of natural justice which leads to fairness and justice. Now, let's discuss the rule of natural justice. The first rule is nemo judex in causa sua, which means no one should be judged in his own case because it leads to the rule of biasness. Bias means an act which leads to unfair activity whether in a conscious or unconscious state in relation to the party or a particular case. The necessity of this rule is to make the judge impartial and giving judgment on the basis of evidence recorded as per the case. The second rule of principle of natural justice is odi ultum partem. It is simply includes a three Latin word odi, ultum and partem, which simply means that no person can be punished by the court without having a fair opportunity of being heard. In simple words, we can say that everyone has an opportunity of being heard. Everyone has an opportunity to defend himself. In many jurisdictions, a bulk of cases are left undecided without giving a fair opportunity of being heard. The literal meaning of this rule is that both the parties should be given a fair chance to present themselves with their relative point and fair trial should be conducted. There is some component which is included in the rule of odi ultum partem. The first is issuing of notice. It is the valid and proper notice should be given to required parties of the matter to further proceed with the procedure of fair trial method. Even if the statute does not include the provision of the issue of notice, then it have a prior to making a decision. In the case of Kanda versus Government of Malayala, the court held that the notice must directly and clearly specify on the matter of bias, fact and circumstances against the needs to be taken. It one of the right individual to defend himself, so he should be fair with the relevant matter so he may contradict the statement and safeguard himself. The second component is right to present the case and evidence. After receiving the notice, he must be given a reasonable time or period to present his case and evidence before the court. The next component is right to cross-examination. Right of fair hearing includes the right to cross-examination of the statement made by the parties. If the tribunal denied the right to cross-examination, then it will violate the principle of natural justice. And the last component is right of legal representative. In the process of inquiry, every party has the right to appoint a legal representative. There is some exceptions of odi ultum partem. The first is during the emergency period, it does not include if there is violation of public interest. Third is express statutory provision, and the fourth is nature of the case is not of the serious kind, and the last is if it does not affect the statute of the individual. And the last rule is reasoned decision. It includes three grounds, which includes first, the aggrieved party has the chance to demonstrate before the appellant and revisional court that what was the reason which makes the authority to reject it. The second, it is satisfactory part of the party against whom the decision it made. The third is the responsibility to record reasons work as the obstacle against the arbitrary action by the judicial power vested in the executive authority. So here it is all about the principle of natural justice. I hope you liked my video. Please like, subscribe and comment. Thank you for watching.